Have you ever looked at someone else's YouTube channel and thought, what am I doing wrong? Like, you've been uploading videos every week, editing till 2 a.m., using TubeBuddy, reading analytics like exam questions, but then you open YouTube and someone else with similar content just blows overnight. Like 5,000 subs, 100,000 views, comments flying everywhere. Meanwhile, your own video is just stagnant at 13 views. And one of the views is even your mom. If you've been there or you are still there, this video right here is for you, because today we are talking about the ugly truth about comparing your channel to others and the exact reason why that comparison might be the real thing slowing you down. So first thing first, let's address the big lie. Numbers don't always tell the full story. Yes, analytics are important. Views, subs, watch time, all of that is useful. But what you see on someone's channel isn't always the full picture. That 10,000 views video might have been promoted with ads. That 100,000 subscriber creator might have been at it for 5 years before their overnight success. You don't see the 50 videos they deleted. You don't see the tears, the burnout, the doubts they had before they blow. And sometimes I need you to listen well, because this one is very deep. Some creators are struggling behind the scene with their own numbers, even if it looks great outside. I've met YouTubers with 50,000 subscribers who can't even boast of 500 views per video consistently. Why? Because number can lie, or at least they don't tell you every single thing. Let me share with you something very personal. There was a time I posted 8 videos in 1 month. I was pumped. I believed at least one would take off. I did my research, optimized titles, made decent thumbnails. 1 week later, none of them crossed 100 views. Meanwhile, one of my friends who just started posted 1 video, and just like that, 40,000 views. I'm not even ashamed to say it out. I started second guessing myself. Maybe I'm not even good enough. Maybe YouTube is not just for me. But the real truth is that that moment taught me something very important. Comparison kills clarity. Because while I was busy focusing on them, I lost sight of me, my voice, my style, my audience. YouTube growth is not always a straight road. It's more like Lagos traffic, unpredictable, frustrating, and sometimes very, very fast. Sometimes completely dead. Some people even blow in 3 months. Some people blow in 3 years. And some people never blow at all, but they still build a life-changing audience. You see, one of the worst assumptions is thinking success on YouTube is tied to a specific timeline. If I don't make it in 1 year, I failed. Bro, who told you that? Let me shock you. Some channels grow slow on purpose, because when you grow slowly, you get to know your audience better. You learn editing, you master thumbnails, you build community, so that when the growth comes, you are fully ready. Fast growth without a strong foundation is like building a house with no cement. It looks nice until the wind comes, and trust me, YouTube will bring wind. Like, algorithm changes and the wind is always very massive. Audience also shifts, and there's burnout, there's life wahala, so don't rush the process. Now, this one might surprise you. There are creators with less views and less subscribers, and they are making more money than bigger channels. Will you believe that? Well, the best thing you should do right now is to ask me why. They understand their niche, they have loyal fans, and they attract the right opportunities. Let me paint the real picture. Creator A has 100 subscribers, 1 million views, mostly viral content, no brand deals. While Creator B has 5,000 subscribers, 20,000 views per month, niche audience in tech or finance, and he pulls like $2,000 per month from affiliate marketing and sponsorship. Who's really winning? Now you should understand what I mean. This is the exact reason why I always say don't chase viral, chase value. One loyal subscriber who actually trusts you is more valuable than 100 random people who clicked out every 20 seconds. Comparison doesn't just affect your analytics mindset, it messes with your mental health. You stop creating with joy and you start creating with pressure. Every video becomes a competition instead of an expression. You look at someone else's video and you say, okay, I'll copy that style. Maybe that's what works. Next thing you know, you are no longer yourself anymore. All you now do is start mimicking trends and losing your original source. And here is the sad part. The more you chase what's working for them, the more disconnected your audience becomes from you. Creativity is deeply personal. When you stop creating from the heart, your content becomes empty, even if the edits are fire. So please protect your mind, protect your uniqueness. Social media is already noisy enough. Don't let the noise drown your own voice. Now let me be honest with you. This journey is not for the faint-hearted, but comparison doesn't make it easier, it makes it heavier. So instead of asking why is their own channel growing faster, you should ask, what can I improve on my own content? Instead of thinking they are better than me, you should rather think that they are different, You are different. Everybody is unique. Shekina, your voice matters. Your story is valid. Your audience exists. You just haven't met all of them yet. The same way you are looking at someone else and feeling small, someone else is looking at you thinking, wow, I wish I could be like that guy. So keep showing up, keep learning, keep improving, and most importantly, keep being yourself. If you've ever felt this comparison burnout before, just know you are not alone. I've been there, and many creators have too. And that's the reason why I created a small mentorship space where we can help each other grow without pressure. No fake hype, just support, audit, and honest feedback. If you ever feel stuck or you want someone to review your channel with fresh eyes, I'm there for you. YouTube is not just about metrics, it's about meaningful connection. And if this video helped you in any ways, I would love it if you can like it, drop a comment, or share with another creator who might be feeling discouraged. You are not behind, you are just on your own unique path. And trust me, your time will come. Stay creative, stay confident, and I will see you in the next video.